Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about trust. Yeah, that's right. We're going to be talking about trust in your fellow YouTubers, whether it's me or anyone else out there that's making videos about living in Mexico or living abroad, or just any kind of videos or any kind of anything in general. So in today's video, you already know, you can see me, I'm out here talking and walking. Well, we haven't started walking yet. We're gonna start doing that walking now. I decided to come out here to El Barrio of Miraflores, out here again in Mérida, Yucatan, on a beautiful early June afternoon, right after the afternoon showers. So, you know, it's nice and hot and humid. So anyways, I just thought I'd, you know, bring you out here for a nice little walk and talk as we discuss this subject, which I just, you know, I thought of the other day. It's like, because you know, the reason I'm bringing this up, and I'm bringing this topic up in this for discussion to make a video out of, is simply because when the other day I was just looking through my YouTube feed, you know, my recommendations feed, like all of you guys do, and I saw, you know, just a bunch of videos from a bunch of other YouTubers, you know, out there. They're basically talking about all these negatives of living in Mexico. And so to me, it just dawned on me how ironic that there are so many YouTubers out there, you know, talking, you know, first of all, they show you how amazing their life is out here. They show you everything about how amazing life is in Mexico. Everything's amazing. It's awesome. It's just the best. In fact, you know, sometimes words fail to describe it. They love it out here, and they tell you about how much they love it out here and how awesome it is out here and all these other things. But it's awesome for everyone except for you. And so that's like kind of like what I gathered from a lot of these videos, meaning, you know, they show you their lives out here in Mexico, but then they also tell you how difficult it is for you to come out here and live in Mexico, and not necessarily live like them, but just live in Mexico, period, end of story. And so, you know, a lot of people just don't understand that. I don't know if that guy's, oh, okay. There's like a major bus stop here. I thought someone was gonna get out from the front. Anyways, in my videos and in my channel, from, you know, from what you guys can understand and gather, so these guys are waiting for the bus. They're going somewhere, not sure where. It's a major area here. I don't really come through here much. I just thought it would be a nice area for me to post up and do a video. But anyways, you know, in my videos and on my channel, I like to show you exactly how people live out here and how things are in just a regular, normal, everyday neighborhood. The good, the bad, the ugly. In fact, we're about to see something kind of ugly that some people care about, don't care about, whatever. Anyway, so the monthly major trash pickup is coming up. So you see there's tons of trash just kind of like being put everywhere on the side of the street in many neighborhoods. And basically it's for the big trash, you know, garbage truck can come out here and pick it up and take it away. And so you'll see that, you'll see where, you know, like in some neighborhoods, in regular typical neighborhoods, though, just once a month they'll gather a bunch of their garbage in one spot, so that they can come pick it up. And by the way, I've seen things like that in the US as well, just FYI. But I just, you know, thought it was interesting to show you that at that particular moment in time. But anyways, as you guys already know, you know, in these videos I like to show you exactly how it is out here, the nitty-gritty. The reason I chose this subject as well for my walk and talk, because I figured this is something I can easily do and talk about and discuss, because to me it's like, you know, it's just hilarious. You know, I bring it up all the time on my channel. Here, let's come through here and make a like a circle. There's like, we're gonna go that way, but we're just gonna come through here. I can show you, you know. So, anyways, so the point I'm making is that, for example, you know, they'll let you know in the videos how, you know, they got their temporary or permanent residency, and, you know, they're happily living out here and everything's awesome. But then they at the same time tell you, hey, you can't get residency, you got to have like $70 million in the bank, and you got to be making more than the Mexican president in order to qualify for residency. And I'm like, in what world? You know, I'm always thinking to myself, in what world is that? I get it, you know, I've talked about it many times before as to where in some places they are going to require some insane requirements for financials, you know, just to get one type of you know, to get a temporary or permanent visa one type of way. But at the end of the day, you know, I've talked about it multiple times. I've had lawyers on the channel, you know, and so on and so forth, talking about, you know, talking about how many ways you can get residency. And we see and know of a lot of people that have gotten residency through many ways, besides proving financials. But yet again, you know what I mean, like that same guy. Anyways, but the thing is like at the end of the day, what I'm trying to get at is the fact that, you know, how many immigrants are in Mexico that are not from the US or Canada, and yet, you know, they get their residency, they get to live out here, they get to have a normal life, so on and so forth, you know. So what makes you guys so special, in a sense, you know, that, you know, you guys won't qualify for residency? And so, you know, again, that's not what this episode's about. We're not talking about residency on this episode here. But yeah, we're gonna come through here. I wanted to cross the street, actually. I messed up. I was talking too much, and let me see if I can. Oh, we got a puddle here. Hola. So see, everybody's nice and friendly, which brings me on to the next point. You know, again, so many people show you how, all right, let's cross over now. They show you how friendly and nice it is out here, but then they're always telling you, be careful, it's dangerous, it's very, very dangerous, you know, all these dangerous things happen. Again, while at the same time just nonchalantly, you know, skipping over and forgetting about the fact that you know, it's a lot more dangerous probably where they're coming from at the moment. Again, you know, if you're coming from a major city in the US, it's probably a lot more dangerous than anything out here for the most part. But I digress, you know what I mean? The point I'm making is that, again, it's not just the danger, you know, the unforeseen dangers of Mexico and all this other stuff, but scams everywhere. It's like, bro, really? Like, there's no scams in the USA? There's no scams in the first world? Yeah, they're gonna be scamming people out here. Why? Because a lot of times, you know, the people getting scammed out here are the people with money, the most desirable ones. And a lot of times, you know, again, a lot of people just get scammed because they don't do their due diligence. So, oh, something must happen here. Oh shit. I guess the guy's on his phone. The cop is on his phone as he's you know, on the emergency call here. He can't beat this. All right, might as well ambulance chase these guys and see where we're going. Look at the park. You guys can see it. But anyways, you know, there's things like this about Mexico. People just don't, drives them crazy, and they can't, you know, they just don't understand and can never you know, live out here. Anyways, all right, I guess the emergency's over here. What's going on? Just curious. You know, we're just walking through Plaza Oriente. All right, plaza is how you call a mall out here. So whenever you're talking about a mall, whether it's big or small, this is obviously like a smaller mall. I guess some sort of emergency happened. We'll see. I don't want to be like the morbid guy. We'll come back around and we'll figure it out. We'll see what happens. All right, let's walk this way. Anyway, so this is like one of the older, smallest malls they have out here. But anyways, as I digress, you know, we're like in a major busy area here. Again, I think I mentioned the Barrio de Miraflores or what have you. But anyways, as I was saying, it's just, you know, it's just ironic, you know, how they are always saying how dangerous it is, and especially with things like scams. And look, don't get me wrong, there are tons and tons of scams. Oh look, I didn't know they had them out here. You can rent the bike. These are those e-bikes. They got a bunch of those e-bikes out here now. Oh, that's crazy. That's cool. Awesome. Look at that. Moving on up to the east side, which, yes, we are on the east side right now. We're in the east side of the city. All right, so let's keep walking this way. All right, see what other trouble we can get into. But yeah, you know, like all these scams here, everywhere. You know, sometimes I'll hear, you know, some YouTubers or some people that are foreigners that are living out here talking in the Facebook groups, and they talk about these so-and-so scams, you know, these supposed scams, and I'm like, that's not a scam. It's just, you know, that's just the way they sell things out here, just the way they do business. Or, you know, a lot of times, you know, the real scams, you know, most people don't even you know, don't even bat an eye to that one. And again, it's just it's just ironic, you know. But how about this? All I can say is that one time, not too long ago, a few months ago, I saw a video, some news report talking about scams and scammers and people that scam online. And you know, these people are based abroad. By the way, look at this. These are the streets. This is the danger, like I've said many times before. You know, these streets that I'm walking on here. Anyways, all right, let's make sure I don't fall in the puddle here. All right, whew. That was close. So as I was saying, you know, the real scams out here, you know, for the most part, are not what you think. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So what I was saying about the scams is that, so I was watching this special where, you know, they were basically talking about people in call centers, you know, all these call centers, you know, based throughout the world, and basically 95% of all the people they call to scam are Americans. And they talk to all these scammers, you know, calling people in the US. You know, why do they pick, you know, why do they ask the question, why the US? Why do all these scammers and people that do scam calls and just scams in general, why do they target the US, and why do they target Americans and all that? You want to know the truth? They all said it, hands down. And maybe some of you guys have seen this special, but basically because they're stupid. They said it straight up. They go, they're the most gullible, the stupidest, and the ones obviously with the most money to just throw away, in a sense. And that's really it. So when you know, people get scammed out here, 95% of the time when I look at the scam, it's not really a scam. It's just more like, hey, what are you doing? You know, are you serious right now? And then the other percent, it's not even a scam at all. It's just, you know, someone that just misinterprets what a scam really is. But it's just, you know, I don't want to get too detailed, because again, I'm not trying to single anyone out there in the audience, but I think a lot of you guys can figure out what I'm talking about. And so, you know, another topic, you know, again, like I was saying earlier, Mexico's amazing, but it's not for you. Mexico's not amazing for you. You know, again, like I said, you know, you watch tons of YouTubers that are out here, and they obviously they got to take care of their residency status, right? And yet, you know, they never really divulge how they do it, and they basically just kind of let you know, hey, I can get my residency status, and you will never be able to get your residency status. And you know, things like that. And it's like, are you kidding me right now? So yeah, so it's just things like that, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's just pretty funny, pretty ironic, you know, how some of these things are, you know. All right, let's keep walking through here. So look, that's a pharmacy that's kind of like CVS or Walgreens for anyone out there that's interested in that. I'm gonna see if I can cross over to the other side of here. So yeah, you know, I mean, again, you know, another thing they like to say is about the gentrification, and I've shown you guys multiple times, you know, all over the city, you know. Hey, how's it going? Look at that. See, look, that guy right there, that guy's Mexican as heck. All right, and just like, you know, all over the city, the thing is this place, I think that what's really happening is that, like, when it comes to the whole gentrification topic, the whole gentrification conversation, hey, you gringos are coming out here and gentrifying everybody and displacing everybody. No, that's not really the case. Again, I've mentioned that many times before, and there's tons of proof out there that the ones gentrifying and doing all that gentrification are other Mexicans. And you got to remember that, you know, other people out there have a lot of interest. So if they're trying to blame somebody, they're not going to be blaming the Mexicans. They're going to be blaming the foreigners, because in a lot of times, you know, they don't even they're not even going to fight back, and that's the whole situation. So, but yeah, the whole family first. You see everyone just hanging out, having fun. But yeah, like I was saying, at the end of the day, the whole gentrification thing, which I've shown you multiple times, you know, throughout everywhere, even in neighborhoods like this, you know, there's a lot of places that are open that you see it's like a little cafe, you know, a little you know, what is it, like just a little burger bar, or all these things that you would, again, just classify as, you know, major gentrification. But it's, again, it's happening in the Mexican neighborhoods, and neighborhoods just like this. I passed a few. I just didn't even think to mention it because I was in the traffic over there. But long story short, you know, they're everywhere. And obviously in other parts of the city, they're really, you know, taking care of the situation, and everything looks really nice, and the gentrification's even on another level, and it looks just like the US, or in fact a lot better than the US or Canada or Europe or wherever you're coming from at the moment. Which, again, it's another eye-opening thing, because again, you see all this gentrification happening, and yet you know, all the people, you know, in the videos and all the people in the Facebook groups and all this other stuff, you know, they're basically blaming it on you. In a sense, it's like, first of all, they don't even think to ask the Mexicans, hey, what do you think about this? Do you like this gentrification? Most of the time they're going to say, yes, of course we like it. Why wouldn't we like nice fancy things that everybody else has? I mean, anyways, so that's number one. And then number two, you know, the fact that, you know, a lot of Mexicans are generating a lot of money because of this, because again, Mexico's getting richer and richer every day. I know it's hard to believe because you yourself in your rich ass country are getting poorer and poorer every day. So you're like, how the hell is this country getting richer and richer every day? It is, and that's why they can afford, you know, to go to the fancy burger bar, you know, and you can't. And that's the thing, you know, that's the thing a lot of people also don't want to, just cannot realize. They're, you know, don't even want to what is it, like, they don't even want to like swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow, but that's like the reality of it. You know, it's a lot of things like that. And so, for example, you know, this gentrification thing that they keep blaming on the gringos, and it's like, no, that's not even it at all. Again, we're a small minority when it comes to all the people that are really, you know, benefiting from this economy that's going on right now. Again, the majority are other Mexicans that are just moving on up for all the obvious reasons. And so, you know, as these things are happening, as all these changes are happening, you know, obviously, again, there's other interests out there. See, this is the back of that mall that we were just like, you know, we're gonna go through here. We're just going through the neighborhoods. I hope you guys are enjoying today's episode. But, you know, like as I was saying, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's like the whole message, you know, where, you know, don't trust these YouTubers, man. Don't trust everybody else on there. You got to do your own research. You got to watch videos like this. There's other people that do videos like this. They show you exactly how life is out here. You know, they also show you, you know, how other foreigners live out here. One of the videos that I made where I was giving a you know, where I was doing a talk, where I was doing an interview with some other expats, and they were talking about how they live, you know, with the people, and they live, you know, within the Mexican population and the Mexican in the Mexican neighborhoods and stuff like that. And people in the comments were saying, wow, you're like the first YouTuber, you're like the first guy to really show us other expats, other retirees actually living and talking about their life out here, you know, living with the locals. Because by the way, I did not know this, but from my understanding from the comments, you know, a lot of other, you know, YouTubers, you know, that interview other expats, they're basically always saying stay away from these areas. You got to live, you know, with the other expats. And you know, whether it's things like it's dangerous, you know, or they're not going to really think you're friendly, or, you know, they're not going to be as friendly to you, or the gringo price, or whatever it is, whatever mumbo jumbo they want to tell you, it's not true. And that's why, you know, not only do I continuously try to show you exactly how it is out here and how people live out here, but I will, you know, I'm going to show you how locals live out here. I'm going to show you how other, you know, expats and foreigners live out here and all this other stuff. So all the way down there at the end, you see the emergency, all right, whatever that emergency was. So anyways, I hope whoever is having an emergency can you know, get their situation rectified. Sorry to see that. Sucks, you already know. So all right, let's walk around this way. We're just walking around this area here. So again, this area is again Plaza Oriente, all right, one of the oldest areas, you know, like one of the oldest fancy areas in Merida, which again these days this is just, you know, an old neighborhood. Let me see if I can cross over. You know, an older neighborhood that have seen its better days. So again, these neighborhoods, they might not be the nicest or the fanciest, but again, they're amazing. They have a lot of history, a lot of you know, awesomeness. You know, again, you see me walking around the neighborhood, no problem, very safe, you know, nothing at all to worry about, again, except for the roads and the streets, which, you know, it seems like they're fixing all over the place, so that's always good. Hopefully the music here isn't too loud and too annoying. But anyways, so yeah, just walking by the pawn shop, by the bank, by the pharmacy, you know, all the things everybody needs and all that stuff.
Hey man.
Hey, how's it going? All right.
How's it going?
You see, everybody's super friendly, like I keep saying over and over again. And again, you see it in other videos. Again, that's why I find it ironic, you know, everybody talks about how friendly and nice it is, but then they tell you be careful, it's dangerous, things can happen to you, yada yada yada. They tell you, hey, come move to Mexico, it's awesome, anyone can do it. And then they also tell you, hey, anyone can do it except for you. You know what I mean? You know, in order for you to get your residency, you need to meet all these requirements. You know, it's like, you know, one thing after the gentrification, they want to blame it on you. And again, if you ask a typical Mexican, you know, they're just looking at us like, hey, we're bringing in money, we're bringing in opportunity, we're bringing in, you know, all the nice and fancy stuff that they want, that everybody wants. And it's like, it's a complete opposite. It's really the complete opposite of what people, you know, what people are saying out there, or presenting out there, you know, for lack of a better description. You know, the same thing goes with housing. You know, how they'll tell you, you know, it's hard to find good housing and it's expensive and yada yada yada. And it's, again, it couldn't be any further from the truth. In some areas it is, but in most areas it's not. And you know, another thing is the whole thing of too expensive. You keep hearing that over and over and over again. In fact, I am going to be talking about, you know, that topic in future episodes, because it's not necessarily that it's getting more expensive per se. It's just that the value of your currency is getting devalued. You know, the value of your currency is less and less every day, while at the same time the value of the Mexican currency is getting stronger, and the economy in Mexico is getting stronger and better. And so because of all that, yeah, I want to go over there and see what they have for sale, just out of curiosity. See, again, anyone out here in Mexico can just set up a business and do their thing. Hold on. So they're selling juice. Little garage, little small business. Hello. There's a young entrepreneur selling all kinds of stuff. Te molesta si filmeo un poquito? No. So you see, there's just a guy in his own house, you know what I mean? Saying like, hey, I got a bunch of toys, I don't have enough for a storefront, I'm just gonna set up shop and start selling here in the front of my house, legally. Let me sell some juice while I'm at it. So I love it, I love this stuff. But anyways, it's like things like this where you'll see this and you'll see foreigners that can do exactly what that guy's doing, and yet they'll tell you, you know, and some other YouTubers will tell you, hey, you can't do that, hey, that's illegal, hey, you got to pay the taxes, hey, you got to do this, you got to do all that. And again, it's not necessarily like they're wrong, but they're also not right, you know, because a lot of people just don't understand how things work out here. And a lot of people just think, oh, well, you know, they have to be exactly the same as the US or Canada or wherever I'm from. And it's like, no, it's not. In fact, that's why you're out here, because it's not the same. Because in fact, it's the complete opposite. And if you don't know that, you will find that out one way or the other. And again, it's just so many little things like that that just kind of bugged me and irked me a little bit. It was like, you know, I decided to make a video out of it. You know, I said, hey, let me come out here on a really hot, sweaty, humid day. Look at this. So you see all these houses, amazing houses, properties, and then look at this one here. You see? And again, it's like the freedom to have this. And again, there's negatives and positives to this. You see? Look at this property here. Imagine if it was for sale, right? It's an amazing piece of property here. And again, if you go to some of the villages and pueblos, you'll find some properties like that here, and you're thinking, man, we're in the middle of the city, and they also have properties like that here. And so, you know, who knows if you can, I think there's someone living in there, but assuming that there isn't somebody living in there, and you can find the owner and then put some work into this, it's a pretty good find. You know, like I said, I've talked about it multiple times on my channel. You know, all the options that people have when it comes to buying, to renting a home, when it comes to immigration, when it comes to finding a job or a business or income or whatever it is. And that's why I like to, you know, again, I just talk to people about all this stuff and make videos about all this stuff and show you guys, you know, all these areas and all these things, is so that you guys can make your own decision. Because at the end of the day, like I was saying earlier, don't just not trust me. Don't trust me. Don't trust any YouTuber. Don't trust anyone. You gotta trust yourself. You gotta learn how to make a decision for yourself, and you know, make educated decisions on, you know, on your well-being and your future and all that good stuff, you know. And a lot of people, unfortunately, these days have lost the ability to think, and that kind of sucks. And they got some pretty cool properties out here in this little area. Wow, interesting. It's like, wow, it's like a rock quarry here. Jeez. Anyways. And so that's the thing, and I mean, like, it's not, you know, you got to be able to make your own decisions. Otherwise, you know, you should just stay home on the couch and don't even think about coming out here. It's not easy. You know, I've talked about it multiple times. It's not easy to come out here, and you're gonna have a really good reason besides I want to save a few bucks to come out here. And that's just the reality of it, you know what I mean? So again, you know, that's why I like to, you know, talk about these subjects and bring all this up, because to me it's just, you know, I feel like I'm the anti-Mexico YouTuber, you know, where I'm just doing the opposite of what the other guys are doing. And I'm also thinking to myself, why isn't everyone else doing what I'm doing? And then when they do copy what I'm doing, it's not a good version of what I'm doing. And I just, again, I find it flattering. It is what it is, you know. I'm not even worried about that at all. I just find it hilarious. But what I do worry about sometimes is the misinformation that's out there, and a lot of that misinformation is not what we really think is misinformation. Again, you know, like why aren't people really showing you how things are out here? Why aren't people really telling you to be careful and solutions on how to avoid some of these things? In fact, it seems what a lot of YouTubers are doing, again, is that they show you how amazing it is out here, and then when you finally decide to bite the bullet and come out here, then they quickly remind you, you know, with a bunch of, you know, fake news, that you can't come out here. It's too expensive for you. It's too dangerous for you. You're gentrifying it. They hate you out here. Why are you coming out here? You know, unless you're going to the touristy areas, don't even think about coming out here. And I could go on and on and on. You know, again, I've been talking about this for over 25 minutes already. So, but at the end of the day, guys, you know, this is, you know, these videos and all this other content that you're going to find online, you know, it's really for you to make the best possible decision with. It's not for you to just go on ahead and trust blindly one YouTuber over another YouTuber or anything like that. No, it's for you to gather information from all the YouTubers, from all the online links, from all the Facebook groups, from all these other individuals, you know, that are not necessarily making videos, but they're out there making content, you know, blogs, or you know, contributing a lot to the Facebook groups and stuff like that. And then you got to vet it yourself. You got to do the homework yourself, and you got to like really put in some of that legwork that a lot of people are just not willing to do, and then they just blindly trust and go with that. And then look, let's not forget that, again, I mentioned it many times before, this is a very, very, very difficult transition and journey. And a lot of people are also just looking for an excuse to not come, an excuse for them to, you know, again, just say and give up, and realize, and just kind of like, oh, I guess I can't come because I don't have the requirements for financials, or I guess I can't come because, you know, it's too dangerous, or I guess I can't come because whatever it is. And it's just constant excuse after excuse, because they themselves don't want to act. They themselves don't want to, you know, make that decision. And so they delegate that decision to somebody else. And then, of course, they get sad, you know, when they're at home, but then it's really their own fault for not having the grapefruits to just go on ahead and do it. And that's kind of like where we're at. So hey, this is the same park we started this whole journey in. Look at that. Let's keep walking a little bit, see if we can go around the park while we finish this video. I hope you guys are enjoying these walks and talks. I think you guys do. That's why I keep making them. Seems like you do. Where again, you're just walking around. You know, we got our cardio done today, and so can you. You know, meaning that it's that easy, you know, for you to just go outside of your house, your neighborhood, walk around, and not just have a good workout, a nice workout, but also have fun and enjoy, meet your neighbors, you know, have some you know, shop around with see what the neighbors are selling, or what have you. And I can go on and on, you know, it's all part of living out here, which I love. Oh, I guess it's like a school in here. Interesting, cool. So, but yeah, guys, you know, at the end of the day, you know, the reason I make these videos, and sometimes I feel like they fall on deaf's ears. You know, I make these videos and yet people don't listen, and it's kind of like sad, you know. Some people do listen. Again, it's like I made this assessment before, where I've said that simply there's two kinds of people out there, you know, the people that want it and the people that just say they want it. And the people that want it, you know, they're just looking for an excuse to do it. And you know, just watching 2 or 3 of these videos is plenty for them to make that decision. And then, you know, there's a bunch of people that are just the opposite, you know, that they want to do it, but then they're looking for every single excuse in the book to not go through with it, to not do it, to not make it happen. And they love videos that are very negative, because they just reinforce a lot of the thoughts or the things that they've already had in their brain as to like you know, whether they're gonna do something or not. And again, you know, they say they want to do it, but then when it comes down to doing it, they do not do it, and they do not go through with it. And that's it, you know. So to me, it's like, I like to, like I said, I think we've been in here before with the bicycle, right? Yeah, we were here not too long ago. Oh yeah, I forgot, a few episodes ago, I think. But anyways, as I was saying, you know, moving out to another country is not easy. Doing this whole thing is not easy. But if you really want to do it, if you really, again, you know, in your mind, you feel like you don't have any other choice but to do it, you can do it, you know. And you shouldn't be, you know, out there making excuses as to why you can't do it. In fact, the complete opposite, you know what I mean? You know, why I make all the videos I do, you know, to show you that it can be done, and that, you know, you're really just making excuses for not doing it, if that makes any sense. So with all that being said, I think we're gonna, you know, bring this bad boy, you know, full circle to an ending here. I think I've made this episode long enough. I'm already a little out of breath, I'm getting tired, and that's it. I think we're done here. I think we've discussed this enough to death, right? And I don't know what else to say. In fact, if you guys have anything else to add or say, please do down below in the comment section. I would love to hear, you know, what you guys have to say about this. And just go hog wild, you know me. I like to talk, I would answer all the comments, and we like to have a discussion, and again, keep the whole community idea setting behind all this, so that we can all just learn from it and learn from each other, and again, more information to make better decisions. So with all that being said, I want to give a big shout out to all my members out there, all my patrons out there, every single one of you guys that sends a donation, every single one of you guys that's out there, you know, helping everybody out in the community by asking questions, sending donations for those questions, participating, buying t-shirts, you know, everything you guys do, watching a commercial, whatever it is. I want to give a big shout out to all of you guys. I love you guys to death. With that being said, whew, gotta catch my breath. Remember, I've been walking and talking. You try doing that for 30 minutes straight. All right, anyway, so with that being said, you already know the deal, guys. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the bell icon, but more importantly than anything else, please stay awesome. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.